Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Isabella Bank's YouTube channel, where we discuss all things Harry, Meghan, and their level up journey. If you're new here, it is great to meet you virtually. How's your week been going? Let me see what the comments are saying. Hello, Yalibi. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Kathy. How are you keeping? How's your week looking like? Can you believe that we're almost at the end of another week? Can you just believe it? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think we'll just get started while we wait for everyone to come in. I thought I wasn't going to be able to start the live on time, and I was hoping to give myself a bit more time. I pushed it back 10 minutes or 15 minutes, actually. But surprise, surprise, everything worked out. So I have taken you by surprise and I'm early today. Hello, Lady Rose. How are you doing? So good to see you. Took everyone by surprise, it looks like. As per usual, we are discussing the latest events in the wacky world of the toxic British media, the British royal family, and how their actions relate to Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan. So, in our last video, we discussed the latest Sussex news, followed by a series of activities needed to kickstart our new segment on Tuesdays, which we do after the Sussex news update, which is Sussex Times. That's where we do all our gentle activism. And I am pleased to report that it went very well. So that means that we're going to be continuing with our Tuesday activism activities from where we stopped. Do you know what? The support of these activities, it just tells me that people have missed the former Sussex Squad podcast so dearly. And while I can't even hope to take their place on the YouTube space in any way, but if our channel can add to a quarter of what they were able to achieve, I think that that would be fantastic. I'm testing something new today on this channel. So hopefully you guys will like it. Okay. There was a poll waiting for you when you logged on today. I hope you've had an opportunity to look at it. I will see what it was like, what it's like at the end of the live stream. But I hope you all have had a great day. All right. So yesterday, our Prince Harry, the Chief Impact Officer of BetterUp, hosted an insightful conversation with the CHROs at BetterUp's Uplift Summit in San Francisco. He was joined by organizational psychologist and BetterUp's chairman of the Center for Purpose and Performance, Dr. Adam Grant, and Cisco's chief people officer, Kelly Jones. This year's summit, which centered on courageous leadership, provided a unique forum for C-suite leaders, business executives, and HR professionals and advocates. In the session, The session Beyond Burnout Transforming C Level Stress into Strength examines how C level leaders manage the unique pressure of the role, build resilience, and foster a culture that supports sustainable performance. I think that this is something that Prince Harry is uniquely suited to discuss at all levels. And I'm sure he must be pinching himself being in the midst of these high level individuals, discussing at par with them as equals, having experienced all of the things that they're talking about. He's coming in with experiential knowledge while they're coming in with a lot of book knowledge, and they meet in the middle. And it just seems to me that it makes for a great synergy of knowledge and experience. So the trio dove into the psychological toll of leading through uncertainty, sharing personal anecdotes, evidence based practices, and forward thinking policies aimed at helping leaders thrive amidst the pressures of today's world and modern corporate life. And I think that's absolutely great. Like, you don't have to turn into a nutcase just because you are ambitious and aim high, because if you look at it, like, it just seems like those people who are high performers and are at top level jobs just seem to have one thing or the other which they need in order to cope. If they're not alcoholics, if they're not raging alcoholics, then they are drug addicts. If they're not drug addicts, then they have some kind of perversion or the other. So it's great that they're actually having these conversations, because high performing individuals almost feel, I think, ashamed to have these conversations, because in order to keep their positions, it seems like they must pretend as if they are coping well. Meanwhile, they're so focused on maintaining their positions that their lives are falling apart around them. So it's great that they're having this conversation. And it's so cute that Harry crossed paths with actress Mindy at the summit in San Fran, who gave a fireside chat about how to integrate humor and creativity into a leadership role. The comedian, screenwriter, and producer appeared on the first series of the Duchess of Sussex's Archetypes podcast. You know, one of the things that I admire the most about Harry is and Meghan, both of them are the same in terms of how they relate to people, their friends. They tend to have long-term friendships. I mean, Mindy and Meghan met on the podcast. I'm sure they knew each other way before then, but what I was trying to say is that Mindy came onto Megan's podcast, and then look at her running into Harry, and the relationship is still copacetic. It's still good. They're still relating well. They manage to keep their long term relationships with people, and somehow they tend to form a village everywhere they're going to, because it's like they meet someone and then introduce that person to the next person. They form a community around themselves. And I think that's just absolutely lovely. They just bring people together wherever they go. And it's lovely, lovely, lovely. Absolutely. So I noticed that BetterUp did not give us the details of when Prince Harry would be speaking. And I was not going to be sat there all throughout the day just waiting to see when Prince Harry would be speaking. And for that reason, I missed most of what they had going on. I didn't even know when Harry would be coming on. I just happened to run into a little bit of the speech, and they haven't released any video of it, so I can't share any of the video from the event itself. I don't know why they didn't share the time he would be speaking, unless it was their cunning plan to draw attention to the event and have people watching all the segments. Which, I mean, do you blame them? Harry is such a drawer. I'm sure that the ticket sales went up as soon as they announced that Prince Harry would be speaking, right? So it's not unexpected at all, but cunning plan. I was just sat there refreshing and going over. I almost went to get my spare pair of glasses to say, like, am I not seeing properly? Where is Harry speaking? Okay. I would be remiss if I did not give you an update on the latest bombastic news we just received, right? Which is they Archewell Productions has announced that they are cooking up two new projects with Netflix. Deadline reveals that the Harry and Meghan have two non-fiction projects in production with Netflix. They form part of their overall deal with Netflix, right? The first series will see Duchess, otherwise known as Meghan Markle, celebrate the joys of cooking, gardening, entertaining, and friendship. And then the other part, the second part, it follows the world of professional polo, and it's shot primarily at the US Open Polo Championship in Wellington, Florida, at the USPA National Polo Center. The series will explore the world of the sport, which is known primarily for its aesthetic and social scene. It will pull the curtain back on the grit and passion of the sport, capturing players and all it takes to compete at the highest level. As we all know, Prince Harry has been known as a keen polo player and is often photographed playing internationally. So Prince Harry and Meghan will executive produce alongside Cynic for Productions, and both untitled shows are in early stages of production. Isn't that fantabulous? And let's go on and talk about Harry's visa. But before I move on, let me look in the comment section. So you've got Rachel Moore. I'm so sorry if I have completely completely butchered your name. Moira. I think that is how that is pronounced. Moira. So welcome. This seems like a new name. I'm guessing that you're coming from Lady Rose's channel, the African Charity TV USA, the formerly known. It's just like Prince, the um the artist formerly known as Prince. So the Lady Rose's channel, formerly known as African Charity TV USA. Welcome to our channel. I hope to see you again and more times as well. The British media, I'm sure, had tickets. Yes, well, if they're going to have tickets, I'm sure they paid. I think a ticket was 1,500 and something odd. Wow. And I'm sure they purposely made it expensive because of the British media. At least if they're going to be negative, they might as well spend money, and their negativity might as well benefit Prince Harry. Sussex Love says Meghan and Harry are genuine people and they attract genuine people. Yeah, it's beautiful. Also, it gives British press more time to draw negativity towards it when they announce things early. Yeah, I thought that that was the game that they were playing. And I love that all they needed to do was to say he was going to be speaking, and then they didn't provide the details of when he was going to be speaking. I think the Daily Mail actually had the audacity. I just saw that just before I jumped on here, so I didn't have time to add it to my presentation. But the Daily Mail had the audacity to write BetterUp and demand to know the reason why they didn't provide the details of when Prince Harry would be speaking. Like, who the hell do the British media think that they are? Like, who the hell, really? Who the actual hell do they think that they are? uh, um, Andrea, Aline, say hello. Hello, how are you? Hello. Okay, so Coda, let me continue. So, guys, that this case has been going on, and I'm just here to give you a follow-up update on the Prince Harry's US visa application court case. Okay, so as you know, the Heritage Foundation in the UK made a Freedom of Information application request for the Department of Homeland Security to reveal the details of Prince Harry's visa application, and what they want is for the details of his visa application to be made public. So when they made their requests, the Department of Homeland Security refused to grant it, stating that immigration information is private information. I won't bore you with the back and forth that has gone on before. I will pin one of my videos where I have discussed the details of Prince Harry's visa court case to the comment section of this video after the live stream. But the long story short is that the judge in the case said he would need to see the documentation in question to assess whether the information should be released to the public. So, in my last video on this matter, I did tell you that the Department of Security's, Homeland Security's lawyers requested an extension of time within which to supply the requested information to the judge. And apparently, they have now done that. They have complied with the court order requesting Prince Harry's visa application documents to be submitted to the judge. And what is happening now is that the judge is now reviewing the documents, and following the review, it will be determined whether or not they are going to make the documents public. Some people say there's nothing to be worried about, but I also hear that the judge is a Donald Trump appointee. So I'm a little bit nervous here. You guys in America, what do you guys think about it? Although, because so far we have heard that Donald Trump has said that if he becomes president, he would not be in any way, he would not be supportive of what Prince Harry is doing. So, are there any lawyers in the house? Because I've become recently aware that we've got all kinds of professionals listening to my content. Lady Rose says, I don't think that document will be made public. But the UK people will keep on pushing unless there is a law in place to make it mandatory for the information not to be made public. So, if there's a lawyer somewhere who can give us this information, can someone and find out this information and let's share that information. Andrea says even passports are private. Trump won't become president in America. One term was enough. Sussex Love says, I do not think that the judge should even see this. Me too. So when they said the judge said he wanted to see the information, I was a bit uncomfortable with that. Um, Thierry says Harry and Meghan are busy getting on with their lives. Can't wait to try some of Meghan's delicious recipes. Yep, yep. Just keeping my coin now, getting ready for when Meghan makes the drop. But I thought to myself that her setting up her website and her Instagram account, and then uh, hearing that she's got this show with the cooking show with Netflix, it all makes sense now because, of course, the when she goes on to do the show, whatever she talks about on the show, people will want to engage with whatever she's wearing, people will want to engage with. So, of course, it makes sense that she would want to benefit off of that through her American Riviera Orchard. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Lady Rose says, trust me, American judges won't buy into UK media nonsense. Mhm. I hope so. The medical part of Prince Harry's record will remain under HIPAA law. Okay. Rosalind Marston says if Harry has to leave America, he will not return to the UK. He will go to a different country with Meghan and the kids, but I'm praying that they won't have to do that. Let's all keep on praying. Yep. Let's all keep on praying, guys. Let's pray because these people, they're willing to do literally anything to harm them, anything that they can to harm them. And so this right here is the notice of compliance from the US Department of Homeland Security. I got this from the online court access. I went digging into that. And it just says defendant, the US Department of Homeland Security respectfully informs the court that it has complied with the court's March 7th, 2024 order by submitting declarations with attachment for ex parte in camera review. The undersigned counsel submitted the materials to the Judge Nichols chambers via an encrypted link. That's all it says. It doesn't say anything else. So um mm, they have complied with the order. Okay. I see that we're getting a bit busy now. So before uh you know that anytime the Sussexes are doing anything, it brings out the derangers and the haters in hordes. So let me just put on the troll spray and I will be back with you in just a second. Okay, done now. So, guys, before we dive any deeper into this video, if you're new here, I extend my warm invitation to join our vibrant community. It is happening up in here. We talk about the Sussex news updates. We dive deeper into the content. We analyze, we break it down to the smallest bits. And sometimes we take action. So, whether you're seeking analysis or just seeking to engage, there's something here for everyone. For my returning viewers, welcome back. I'm so glad to see you. Am I glad to see you? please go ahead to subscribe. Enough now. Okay. We spend a lot of energy researching the content and putting it all together. And going by what you will see this evening, you can only see that I actually do my best to be as innovative as I can while researching the content to put out for your enjoyment. So please reward me by subscribing to my channel. To all my loyal subscribers, a heartfelt thank you for being part of my community. And in addition, if you're able to, we welcome donations to our channel. The donations do go a long way to help defray the expenses of the channel. If you are unsure what to say, if you're looking to leave a comment, simply leave a heart emoji or some other symbol of appreciation in the comment section. Your engagement means the absolute world to me. Okay? So if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, please go ahead to do so. You know that that helps us to get seen. So please go ahead to like the video, okay? And then drop a comment or an emoji. All right. So we have a new thing on the Royal Rota's content planner. I did not see this coming. I thought I knew all the things that were up on their content planner. This was a new one. Prince Harry, Mrs. Kate Middleton. This is so interesting. But before we get into the story, I have a little game for you. All right. So the game that I have for you today, right, is for you to just think about all the things, the stories you've heard the Royal Rota continually churn out day in and day out. If you look at it, there is a formula. Okay. I'll give you an example. Every now and then they come up and say, we have done polls, and Harry and Meghan's popularity is the worst it has been in 6 decades. Or they move on from that content to, is Harry coming back to the UK? If they're not done with that, then they're talking about, is Meghan going to be coming to the UK? So just to liven things up a little bit, I found this website that allows me to do all sorts of magical things. But I'm just going to need you to participate a little bit if you can. If you're going to struggle with it, I'll leave it alone. But I just thought it would be good fun. Okay. So, in order for us to participate in this game, yeah, you need to take your phone and scan the QR code that has come up now. Scan it, and when you've done that, a quiz, a little fun cloud quiz will come up. When you've done it, just signal to say done in the comment section, okay? So that we can move on, can you just scan the code that is on the QR code that is on the screen at the moment so that we can move on to the next slide? Okay, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. Scan it because it's going to be so much fun, and I don't want you to feel like you've been left out. Okay, all you need to do to join the fun is to scan the QR code that is on the screen. I am going to set the timer for 30 seconds. And in 30 seconds, I will take this page off the screen. So while you're doing that, I will look at your comments. Okay. Sussex Love says there are no more stories and they are desperate. This really sparks smacks of desperation, and it's so funny, especially the one about him missing her more than anybody since Diana. Oh my god, exactly. All right. So, what topics do you think are on rotation in the Royal Reporter's content calendar? You have 60 seconds to come up with three topics you think that they are constantly reporting on. Okay? Meghan, their children, Harry. Okay. So people say Meghan, Harry, their children. That's okay. I know that this was a little bit of a change, but I just thought it would be something that would be fun. About 8 people participated in this one. We have another one coming, which will be even more fun. So keep your eyes open, okay? All right. So bringing it back. This is a story about them talking about Prince Harry uh, missing Kate. And you know what? This story is what points to all that is wrong with the media in the UK at the moment. I find the dumbing down of society so very offensive. They obviously know that this story is not true. Can you imagine a major news station like Sky News discussing whether Prince Harry misses his wife, and that is the main story for the day? Like, seriously, don't worry. For the people who said that they couldn't scan the code, uh, we'll, don't worry, you're going to have another opportunity to try again. You know how TD Jake says he cannot preach to people who um don't read their Bible. So yeah, with me, I think that my thing is tech. I might not be the most tech efficient, but I think I would say I am tech curious. So I'll bring you along with me on the journey for tech. Well, anyway, you have another opportunity to check out to scan the code because I have something else coming up in the later part of the video. Anyway, I think that even Kate will say that she is the one who misses Harry, not Harry missing her, because she relied on Harry too much in her marriage with Prince William. And I'm sure that Harry was tired of the weight of being Kate's emotional husband while William was Kate's physical husband. And when they say that Kate used to approve all Harry's girlfriends, well, it's quite clear the reason why she would want to not get on with Meghan, because Harry was too into Meghan for her to be comfortable. I mean, look at the dynamic of her own relationship. Just look at this. Look at their faces. Just look at this, right? And you can see them. Look at Harry and Meghan. Have you guys seen this picture before? I think this was I can't even tell which one it was now. Trooping the colors. Yes, I think it was Trooping the Colors. And look at Harry and Meghan having a little flirt, laughing with each other. And as soon as Kate brings her face into the picture, both of them get really quiet. Mm, but what is what I find so abhorrent, what I find awful about the way they report on Harry and Meghan is the fact that there doesn't seem to be any extreme they won't go to. They're just talking about every crazy kind of thing. Hello, House of Sussex. How are you doing? How are you keeping, sis? How's your week been? Hello, little Mark. Hello, Stevie. Hello, TMCD. How are you? Um, yes. Are you predicting? Do you know something? Uh, that's a pretty awful thing to say. Um, I can you please explain what you mean? Because I'm one step away from deleting your comment and banning you from the channel. Explain what you mean, please. While I'm waiting for you to explain, uh, little Max says, I truly don't understand wanting Harry to be a third wheel forever without a wife, children, and a home of his own. That's pure selfishness and evil. It's even beyond selfishness, it's just evil. Uh, because TMCD says because they have nothing to do, they don't have a meaningful life. Prince Harry is so effing Kate. So why in the hell would he miss her? I don't know. And hey, Rosa Banks. Hi, how are you? Rosa Robert is saying hello to everyone. Okay. Kate is jealous because she is works in a loveless marriage and she couldn't leave because her parents worked so hard to get there. Okay. Okay. Uh there's no explanation from OOO. So on one hand you say the monarchs are a bunch of weirdos, and then on another hand you say Harry and Meghan are going to get assassinated. So if you don't provide an explanation, I am going to block you from my channel. I need you to explain, please. All right. Okay. So let's continue. Uh, uh, oh. What do you mean by saying they can get booted out? Charles Brandon from Ashley James with us. Good morning. Okay, anyway, this is a kind of in line with what I was talking about. The kind of things that we talk about, it just seems like there's no limit to, we have no sensitivity for each other. We're just kind of cruel to each other nowadays. We just say every little thing without considering the emotional well being of the next person. And the media tend to do that using freedom of speech to achieve their horrific goals and aims. Anyway, listen to what this person has to say.
Another story for you. Penny Mordaunt bans woke language in Whitehall.
I heard of a nurse at a respected London hospital who has been told that she must tell mothers, let's use the phrase chest feeding, we're talking to a mother about breastfeeding.
My eyes could not roll further into the back of my head if they tried, because firstly, that's not true. That's like the tabloids trying to whip up.
Well, hold on. I can produce the person who told me they're in this building.
I'm still breastfeeding, and I gave birth in the last year.
In the London hospital.
Yeah, I gave birth in a London.
I checked with one of the producers that I could say this, and she said, yes, I can verify this.
The guidance says if you're dealing with a trans person, use the term chest feeding. It's more inclusive. No one's trying to ban the word breastfeeding. And I think this is what our government are currently doing. They're stoking culture wars. The term woke actually does mean being alert to social justice. That can only be a good thing. Bear in mind, we know that Parliament has currently over 50 MPs under investigation for sexual harassment. Like, they would benefit from wokeness. We need more female MPs. We need more disabled MPs. We need more black and brown MPs. So being woke is only a good thing. And I feel like this term has been weaponized, just like the term snowflake. Actually, it's the people who fear wokeness that seem to be the snowflakes, because they're getting offended by words, and all it is doing is trying to attempt for society to care about and consider people's feelings, and to attempt for society to be more equal. And a good example of that is using the word parent instead of mum and dad, right? It's pretty harmless, but what it means is that for my friend who's a single mum because she adopted on her own, for my friend who is a two-dad family, or my friends who are two-mum families, it's just not assuming that there's always a mum and a dad. And that's all it is. Like, parents, it doesn't take away from the role of mother. I so support the term mother. I'm a breastfeeding mum. Nobody has ever told me chest feeding. I've got trans friends and none of them are offended. So sometimes I think the government and the media like to whip up this frenzy to make people think, oh, things are going too far. But wokeness is not the reason that we don't have affordable housing. Wokeness is not the reason public services are crumbling. It's just a nothing story.
Did you guys hear that? Exactly. Exactly. It's what I'm just talking about. It's just like, I don't know where we're going with all of this. And that's one of the reasons why I am a squaddy, because I feel like the boundaries of what is acceptable behavior in society, of course, you're going to have people who will always push, but before now, people will at least still remember that you're dealing with fellow human beings, and they would attempt to be a bit sensitive. But nowadays, it just seems like no one cares, even if their words hurt the next person. Imagine you in print saying that someone's husband misses another woman who is not his wife, so much so that he is in debate, or he is having problems with his wife because he's thinking about whether he should return to see this other woman who is not his wife. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? How is that acceptable conversation to be having? Anyway, so this is, I remember, Sussex Love, I think you were referring to this story where they said Prince Harry regret losing Kate Middleton. Tone between loyalty to wife Meghan Markle. Like, who else is supposed to have his loyalty? I'm not understanding. You see the reason why I say I want to leave this snake pits that I'm living in? Because I don't understand. I don't understand. And then they even went as far as saying losing Kate was Harry's second great loss after losing his mother. Hello? 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 They just look mad. They sound mad. Okay, so that means that OOO is a troll then, because I am just looking into the comments now and I can see that she is actually a subscriber of mine. Okay, that's fine. That's you done. He's actually a subscriber, and um, she is out. She is out. Okay, thank you. All right. So, um, who's this? House of Sussex says, "Girl, don't abandon us now." Oh, was it about the thing? Sorted. Uh, are you serious? Okay, I did not notice her previous comments. It's just when she said the other thing that I was like, that's a bit sus. But I have seen her a few times. And so I wasn't really going to be in a rush to ban her because um, it is possible that she didn't express herself properly. Okay. Rachel says, are they implying that Kate should have had William and Harry as her husbands? What a sick bunch. Truly, 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 truly. Anyway, if it was 50 Cent, he would have said, what did you just say? It's very, very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Anyway, um, oh, we still got a way to go, so I got to uh, move at a faster clip than I am doing. Okay, so next up is the follow-up on the Freedom of Information request by the Unity News Net. Remember where I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that um, an online news agency had put in a freedom of information requests as to whether AI or deep fake technology was used in the Kate Middleton cancer video. Well, BBC has responded and they have said information that relates to the BBC's output or information that supports and is closely associated with these creative activities is considered to be held by the BBC for the purposes of art, journalism, or literature. Such information held by the BBC and other public service broadcasters falls outside the scope of the FOI Act. It is important that the BBC an independent and impartial news organization. Why couldn't they just have replied with a simple no to put the speculation at rest? I tell you why. Because if they're going to tell the truth, it means they would have to say, yes, AI technology was used. And if they say yes, that's going to lead to another media storm. But given that they haven't said, no, we didn't use AI or deepfake technology, this is a tacit yes, we did, right? I wonder if I wonder if there is a way to insist that the BBC responds to this question. Anyway, this is what we have here. So, guys, that just tells us that there is more going on behind the scenes than they are actually admitting. In case anyone didn't think that there was more going on behind the scenes, their conduct just makes you suspicious that the BBC is hiding something, right? Okay. Because the flower show is not until the 20th of May. This is April at the moment. And they're already telling us that um, Kate and King Charles are going to miss the event. So All that talk about Kate rising from the dead like Jesus did at Easter was all what? Just talk. Kate did not rise. And she disappointed her fans who were hoping for salvation to come when she rose from the dead. Thank you, Caroline. Yes, guys, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and if this is your first time here, or if you haven't subscribed already. And guess who should have been able to step into the gap on behalf of the missing players? So King Charles is not there, William is not there, Kate is not there. They should have been able to call on Beatrice, who has been campaigning like crazy. She's been campaigning like the rent is due to be promoted to the status of working royal. But for all intents and purposes, it hasn't happened. How the article on this one says, um, like we all know, Kate stepped back, William stepped back, King Charles stepped back. Okay. And it says the insider told OK B was very focused on her charitable work and was looking forward to contributing more. This is the last thing she needed. Charles and William were starting to see her as a pivotal part of plugging the gap within the family, but she now feels that all's been ruined. And this is following her father's documentary, which just started, which came out last week. She feels like them airing that documentary just went back and reminded everybody again about the allegations against her father. House of Sussex says Beatrice doesn't have time in her calendar. She's busy going out and going on holidays. Maybe because she doesn't have anything else to do. But I noticed that she has been struggling really hard to get her name and her do some PR. They've been trying to do. She has been meeting up, trying to make deals with the media, to make deals so that she and her husband, can at least get some work. Can you imagine being married to somebody whose father has been accused of the kind of allegations that Prince Andrew has been accused of? And then you're supposed to be a member of the royal family, and everything you thought you were going to have access to has all turned to dust before you. I don't know how she is still married. I don't know how she's still married, because that would be a problem. That would be a problem, because even though you're supposed to, it's for better or worse till death do us part. But I wasn't expecting this much bad. I wasn't expecting this much to be wrong with you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. So uh let me see. Then we have what do we have next? Prince William and Kate Middleton negotiations meet up. Okay. Well, they are reporting it as Prince William enjoys secret trip to pub with Carol Middleton amid Kate's cancer treatment. And apparently, William and Kate's mother's meetup is worthy of reporting like his front page news, because Prince William and Carol Middleton met in the pub and suddenly it's front page news. That's just to tell you how thirsty they are for news about the royal family. They have a long, long wait ahead of them, I'm telling you. But the reason for them reporting this insignificant or so-called insignificant outing tells you that this is more monumental than they are admitting to the public, right? Right. So you have Richard Eden also reporting on this. He says Prince William's night at the pub with Carol Middleton. To read Thursday's Eden Confidential column in full, click on this link, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so he has reported it as though Harry and Meghan said that they left the UK because their security was at risk. But look at William meeting up with his mother-in-law in the pub. Once again, using William to bash Harry as though their circumstances are the same. I am so embarrassed at the reporters in the UK, at their obvious lies, their obvious racism, and what is worse, their attempts to make it look as though people are not watching and they don't have the intelligence to figure out what is going on. That's embarrassing. But we have the good old people like Christopher Boozy, who said, I've recently had the epiphany that the UK is where journalism goes to die. So not a single journalist wonders why William can go frolicking at a farm shop, hang out at the pub with his mother-in-law, but couldn't attend Easter services. The Netflix docuseries will be lit. Exactly. Gerrans says, where's the proof of William going out to meet anyone? This is a lie. This is a lie. Right. Okay. And somebody else said, if anybody is asking about Prince William being down at the pub with his mother-in-law, Carol Middleton, just know that he has an open schedule for the next month and a half. He doesn't have to answer to you plebs. Someone said William is hiding. Do you think he's actually hiding or he has been benched? And just before I came out, I saw this story drop. Make them the Earl and Countess of Bucklebury. Why Carol and Michael Middleton deserve their own titles for their heroic support of William and Kate. Like, what? Is that part of the negotiation? It just buttressed my suspicion that this whole thing has been a breakdown in the relationship between William and Kate, and they have just been covering the breakdown of the relationship with Kate's been ill, Kate's had cancer. Look at this. So someone on Twitter said it will cost Pexy. Karen has downed tools until all her demands are met, and that of Carol have been met. That includes titles for Karen's parents, maybe even her siblings, and of course, big cash properties titles, and she'll get Louis, but not George and the girl. I agree. I agree. She should have done had those things already anyway, unless this was their way of controlling. Uh, I think it's their way of controlling every member of the royal family anyway, because the purses are with the principals of the households. They control all the finances of everyone. Can you imagine your finances being tied to one person? And if you're not in favor with the person, that means if you're not in favor with that person, that means that they cut off your livelihood and you can't say or do anything about it. Look at what happened to Harry. Part of the 2-year deal was that his allowance will continue, his security will continue, and then they will come back and revisit what is happening, only for them to cut off his finance and his security before the end of the 2-year transition deal. Hmm. Mm-mm. Anyway, let's talk about uh, King Charles, who they say has been he has been accused of demanding immunity from prosecution. I wouldn't even have normally paid attention to this story, but for one thing, okay. So when I started to prepare my content for this evening's live stream, I saw this story today. And I just saw it. Courtier demanded assurance King would not be prosecuted under new Welsh law. And I thought someone has leaked the fact that the royal courtiers privately put pressure on the Welsh government to ensure that King Charles could not be prosecuted for rural crimes under a new law that ministers had drawn up. Okay. And the article says a Buckingham Palace official phones the Welsh government to secure the assurance that under an archaic custom that requires UK Parliament to obtain the consent of the monarch for draft bills before they can be implemented. And on that basis, it allows the monarch to make their own demands to be put in place before they approve the laws. And that's how come the monarch is in a position where they are held to be above the law. So they also say investigations by Guardian showed that the late Queen had used her privilege to access draft legislation to secure changes that protected her private interests or reflected her opinions. In one recent example, her lawyers lobbied Scottish ministers in 2021 to change a draft law to exempt her private land from a major initiative to cut carbon emissions. Okay. And what are people saying about it? Well, they say that the use of the consent mechanism has been criticized as undemocratic. It has been in force in Westminster since the 1700s and has been extended to the Scottish and Welsh parliaments. They say Buckingham Palace refused to say whether the king had asked for any changes to these laws before approving them. One was a bill that was formulated by the Welsh government to reform agricultural practices. Okay. So let me see. The monarchy has gone to hell and a handbasket since the death of the queen. She left a bunch of incompetent people behind. My goodness. Yeah. She knew what she was covering under her skirts. That's for sure. Sussex Spotlight says, this is the part I cannot believe anything about Olive Branch. Willie Fawcett might drink himself to death. I'm surprised that Beatrice's husband hasn't left her yet. He's Italian. I am shocked. I am shocked. I am shocked. You know something, that immunity from persecution is for William. Let me see. I guess. Okay. Let's move on a bit because I am a little bit way behind. So, Lady Karma has been on patrol. Have you guys heard? Richard Palmer just announced on Twitter that he's just got back from a 5-day break in Istanbul and ready for a new chapter in my life. I left the Daily Express on Friday after 20 years as royal correspondent to freelance, specializing in royal news, feature writing, broadcast commentary, and podcasting. Open to DMs to discuss work. Meanwhile, Lady Karma was giving him the Side eye. Sussex Love says sound hound on. Sussex Spotlight says Palmer got fired. Mhm. The ancestors were out on patrol. And this is what I imagine. They have just been looking at them from behind the scenes, like, I'm going to get you one by one. I'm going to get you one by one. And when they were chasing Harry and Meghan out of the UK, it seems like they did not anticipate anything. They did not anticipate that Harry and Meghan would be successful, because it doesn't seem like they made a contingency plan for what if Harry and Meghan didn't come back to the UK. If you're just joining us, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, okay? Anyway, Richard Palmer has been consistently negative about Harry and Meghan, and now it is affecting him. All I've got to say to him is perhaps you shouldn't have contributed to the negative pile on. Although that other reporter said that they're not even allowed to report on anything positive. But it must be a few people who are making these demands, which means that the number of reporters far outweigh the number of people who are making or who are giving the instructions, right? So how come a few people are able to command a whole industry to be corrupt? Because if you're seeing what is happening and you're telling blatant lies, that means you're corrupt, right? And for those people wondering why I've got the Palmolive washing up liquid, that is his nickname that the Scotties have given him. And you can see they're having a blast on Twitter. So they say, well, look who's out of the game. Bye, wig. And the question I've got for you, we've come up to our second game. So if you're watching with your phone, fight, or if there is a way for you to scan the QR code, which is coming up, go ahead to do so. Who should go next? Who do we think should lose their job next? Okay, QR code is coming up. Scan it, and when you scan it, you will come up. You will see a screen which will allow you to enter the name of the person you think should lose their job next. Angela, Nana, Ingrid. Okay. This part of the game, I'm going to set the timer for 60 seconds. So you still have time to join. Just scan the QR code. To scan the QR code, for those people who don't know how to do it, you go to the camera on your phone and just put it in front of the QR code. And then the link to the site with the quiz will come up. You click on the link and it takes you to the site. Who do we think should lose their job next? Okay. We've got 4 people trying to do it now. I am going to set the timer. 5 people now. 5 people now. Just enter the names that you think? And the way it works is that the name that people put down the most is the name that will be the biggest on the screen. Okay. Okay. And Ingrid, have we heard much from her in recent times? I know Angela is a close second to Nana. Nana is just the very, very worst, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, Nana is the very, very worst. You got 6 people trying it. Ingrid, what about the men? Or do you think like all the men have been kicked out? Rich- Maureen, that is Richard Eden. Okay, guys. And so it seems like Nana or Angela is the one with the most amount of votes for who should lose their job next. All right. So we look forward to hearing what happens in the next couple of weeks, because it looks like we're going to discuss what's happening with GB News. Okay. All right, guys. So let's move on. Not done with all of this. The ancestor says GB News bankroller Paul Marshall is looking to quit its board. They are also planning redundancies. Oh, someone should send Harry and Meghan champagne. And this just tells you that all our efforts are paying off, because it might be gradual, but it is definitely paying off. And that's why the pushback should not end until they are all done and gone. Look at this. Nana thought she was really doing something when she said, Harry is aware of dislike of Meghan in UK, gone down like a cup of sick. Okay, well, guess what? Our ancestors said, all right, then, I'll take Paul Marshall and let's see what will happen next. Okay, okay. All right, we have arrived at Spotlight Thursday. So the first 2 sessions were really rehearsals for what is coming next. If you can, it's so fun to be part of these polls and quizzes as we go on along in the live stream. So try to have a look at this one as well. First of all, I want to know how many people have subscribed to Lady Rose's YouTube channel. I just want to know. I want to know. And I am going to show you the QR code again so that you can vote. I really need to see the figures, please. Just a second. Just a second as I get right. So Now, this is the QR code again. Please go ahead to let me know where you are on this one. Just to scan the QR code, just take the camera on your phone and place it in front of the QR code. When you do that, the link will come up. Just tap the link and the voting page will come up on your phone, okay? Lady Rose is, if you've already subscribed, just hit the button on the screen which says already done. Or if you don't want to, say you don't want to, then QR code is not working on your phone. Are you using your camera, the camera on your phone? All you need to do is just take it. I'm doing it with you as I speak. Just put your camera in front of the QR code and then the link will come up. When you touch the link, then it will we've got, oh yes, your phone will not do it. Okay. And okay. Anybody else? Oh, we've got 9 people. Oh, we can see the numbers coming in. We've got 236 people online. Is there anything stopping you from participating? Come on, join us. Let's have fun. Let's have fun a little. Join us if you can. Let's have fun a little and let's see what's going on. I have, okay. So this is the link to Lady Rose's YouTube channel. Please go ahead to subscribe. She's a Sussex friendly channel. She is very lovely, very vivacious, definitely a good person to have on our team. That is Lady Rose's YouTube channel. Okay. Seeing some people say you do it later. Okay. Are you doing it later because you don't have the link to her YouTube channel? I have put the link to the YouTube channel in the chat. Let me see if I can pin it to the chat while we are doing this. The whole idea is, my idea is that we should make ourselves as strong as we can so that when we do push back against the negative media, it is as impactful as possible because there are a lot more voices that are speaking up for Harry and Meghan. So, gatekeeping the subscription is not what I am about. Let me see if I can. The link I have just put the link to Lady Rose's YouTube channel again in the chat. Sussex Spotlight. Okay. Right. So we are done with this one. Let's move on to the next. Lady Rose's channel discusses, it's not just Sussex friendly content. She discusses trending news. She exposes internet scammers, entertainment. She assists people with research on how to obtain visas to the US and a few other countries. So go ahead, subscribe to her channel for top-notch content. Don't miss out on the excitement. All right, so we're moving to the next person's channel. Okay, the next person's channel is Love Wins. Okay, let's vote on this one as well. Scan the QR codes and let me know what your position is. How many people have subscribed to Love Wins movement? What category are you in? Doing it now? I don't want to. Already done, or I'll do it later. Scan the QR code to vote. I see that there are 5 people who are saying that they already done it. Okay. Are those people saying that they will do it later, saying that because they don't have the link to the channel? Okay. I am just about to post the link to Love Wins YouTube channel in the chat. She is already at 805 subscribers. Let's get her to 1,000. If you haven't subscribed to Love Wins movement, please go ahead to subscribe. Let's get her to 1,000. When Meghan and Harry launch these 2 new programs, we're going to need channels that have enough subscribers to make enough of a noise. To add our voices to the conversation. Okay. The Love Wins movement link, the link to the Love Wins movement is in the chat. Okay. Okay. For those who have already subscribed, thank you very much. And for those who haven't subscribed, go ahead, do it now, please. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Okay. I second. I have subscribed to Love Wins. I second that motion. Lady Rose says, I want to do it now. Let's get those channels running. The UK media isn't leaving Harry and Meghan alone. No, it looks like they're going to make God deal with them the way he dealt with Pharaoh until He crushes them until they are no longer able to do anything. So the voting is actually between already done and I'll do it later. Mm, okay. Okay. All right. uh, Karen says, we are listening on our phone. Okay. For those listening on your phone, would it be helpful if I posted the links to these channels on my community page after the live stream? Prudence, would it be helpful if I posted the links after the live stream? Okay. All right. So the next one. So that's the Love Wins YouTube channel. As at the time that I was preparing this video, she had 804 subscribers. Let me see where she is now. 812. That's good. 812, which means seven people subscribed. If you haven't subscribed to Love Wins Movement, go ahead to do so. We can do this. Okay, so that I don't end up sounding like an auctioneer trying to sell something in the market, let me move on to the next one. How many people have subscribed to the House of Sussex YouTube channel? How many people? If you haven't subscribed, go ahead to subscribe to the House of Sussex YouTube channel. I am going to House of Sussex. House of Sussex has 479 subscribers. Let's see if we can get her to 500 subscribers. That will unlock her community page. I just dropped the link for the House of Sussex. I just dropped the link for the House of Sussex in the chat. Let's go ahead to do that. Let's go ahead to subscribe to her channel. Let's get her up to 500 subscribers. These people, everybody is working jobs and then in their spare time doing everything that they can to support the Sussexes. So let's support with our thumbs. Okay. Are you done yet? Let me see what's going on. $484. If you haven't already subscribe, please go ahead to do so. We're so close to 500 subscribers. So close. All right. So in terms of the channel spotlight, that's all I have for this evening. In case you're wondering whether you are at the right channel. This is the channel that I'm talking about. It's called the House of Sussex YouTube channel. And that's all I have, folks. While you're subscribing to everybody else's channel, don't forget to subscribe to my own channel. Okay? Okay. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the like button, please. Leave a comment in the comment section. It just helps me to get seen by more and more people. I hope you enjoyed my attempt to make the live stream a bit more interactive than I have done before. This is what we are going to be using for the archetypes podcast quiz, which we usually do on Saturdays. It's even more interactive. The quiz section of this AHA slide is even more interactive than this one. So come prepared. Come prepared to do the quizzes on your phone, or you can leave a chat in the comment section. It's all good. But did you guys enjoy it? Let me know in the comment section. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you find it difficult? Did it make you think too much? Or was it just stressful? Let me know in the comment section whether you enjoyed the new format that it was. House of Sussex says yes, it was great. Lady Rose said it was great. Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, guys, that's all I have for this evening. We've been on for an hour and a half, and I have discussed all I have ready to discuss. So, this is me signing out, unless you've got something you would like. I love stretching my bird brain. Oh, for the archetypes podcast, it is episode. The last one we did was the Dragon Lady episode. Let me see. I'm almost confused as to whether it is episode 4 or 5 now, because we've done quite a few of them. So let me see. It is okay. So it's actually episode 6, because the last one we did was the decoding of crazy. So the next one we are doing is episode 6, which is breaking down the bimbo with Paris Hilton. Have a listen. It's I think all of them are about 52 minutes long. Have a listen before Saturday so that we can have fun with the archetypes quiz. Okay? Yeah, House of Sussex, you are absolutely right. We can all support each other. We are more effective in numbers. All right, so I'm going to leave you all now. And thank you all for being here. And I'll speak to you again on Saturday. Thank you. This is me signing out. Sussex Spotlight, if you would like me to do a spotlight on you next Thursday, just send me a message. Go to my About page and send me a message so that we can have a chat and before the actual episode, and we can sort something out. Okay. All right. Bye, y'all. Bye.